Thank you. Good morning. This is a meeting of the Brooks Academy Museum Commission, Monday, December 16th, 2024. I'm calling the meeting to order at 10:08 a.m. If you have any recording devices, anyone in the audience, we do need to know that you are recording this meeting. If you are, hearing none, I would like a roll call.
Bob Nickerson.
Lynn Zalasak.
Janet Caspi. Patsy Ford.
Good morning. Do we have any public comment at this time? No? Okay, moving on. Approval of minutes. Does anyone have any additions or changes to the meeting, to the minutes from the last meeting, which was August 19th, 2024?
No
No.
changes.
Okay. Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting minutes are approved. Okay, old meeting. Last time we met, we discussed the upcoming subcommittee meeting that was going to happen, which eventually did happen. And that was on, of course, I don't have the date right in front of me.
Was it the day before Thanksgiving? Was that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So the 27th?
which was on the 27th of November. The subcommittee met to just look over the list that was worked on in combination with the Historic Society and the DPW, indicating what needed to be worked on in the building and to figure out approximately how much money would be needed to complete the building in one fell swoop so that we would not have to go back to the town every year or two to get more money to do another section. Anybody have anything they want to comment on that so far?
Not at this time.
Okay. Basically, we were given a list of what needed to be done, what has been done, and what was included in the funding that we already had from the sinking fund and the CPC funding. And the amount that was left over, that was still available, was approximately $1,160,000. In looking at the list of how much was still needed to complete the renovations with a bit of a cushion, it was approximately $1.2 million, equaling a grand total between what was available and what will be requested at town meeting for an upcoming warrant, $2.3 million. All of this will be explained again at town meeting, but basically what we are asking for is an additional $1.2 million to fulfill that, as I said, grand total of $2.3 million to complete the building. Anybody disagree with that?
No, that's what I recall. So basically, we have half of it already taken care of with the sinking
Yes.
fund, and half of it they have to vote on at town meeting to make the full amount.
Yes,
And this is the list of things?
this is the list of things. And if you look at it, there's some things that are completed, such as the HVAC and the old boiler being done. There are some things indicated as not needed. Those are issues that the society may deal with. A couple of things that are tenant issues for sure. Communications, for example. And just making sure that we fix what needs to be fixed and also bring the building up to modern code so that we are ADA acceptable. So as of right now, it's in the hands of getting a warrant approved so that we can get it in town meeting and getting it approved at town meeting. That's where we are. Then, after that is done, if I remember correctly, there will be bids going out for an architect and an OPM. Was there something else, Bob?
No, I think they wanted to get the architect before they went out for bid, to do full bids, right? Online. Get him first before they go out for them.
Right, right.
So can we can do that now because we have.
Not
some
until
of
we
the
have the
funds?
money from town meeting.
I thought we had some of the funds already.
Those funds are designated for specific things. So if this has got to go through town meeting, which means if it's passed at town meeting in March, those funds will be available the end of July. And as soon as they have the funds, then they go get the architect and we take it from there. So the museum, my understanding is the museum will be open on the first floor only because we do have an occupancy certificate this coming summer. Once work is slated to begin, then they will have to shut down again until the work is completed because windows are going to be coming out, other issues inside are going to have to be fixed. One issue, if I remember, of concern that came up that'll have to be dealt with eventually too will be where are they going to put everything that the museum has inside the building,
Right.
all of the artifacts.
Where is it now?
They are stored upstairs. But upstairs is going to have to be cleaned out as
Yeah,
well.
that's part of the. Get another trailer?
That's a possibility. It's going to be up for discussion later on. My concern is that we are included in the work the architect does so that we can see what they are planning to do, make sure things are done to the proper standards and correctly, things are not missed like they were the last time, and see what new issues pop up, which something will when the construction does begin. As we are in charge of the building, we need to be involved in the fixing of the building.
Right. And we're hiring the architect?
The town is.
That brings me up to something. When I got my letter of acceptance, and I don't know if you got this, Patsy, but I got this list of what our charge is. Did you get this? I got made copies for everybody here.
Good.
I've seen that.
I feel like probably.
Anita, do you want one? I have an extra one.
That would be wonderful.
Oh, yeah, this is the original charge, yes.
So they gave this to me when I gave me my
Thank you.
letter of acceptance. By the way, I expire on June 30th, 25, so I don't know what you have to do if you want to get renewed, or how do you have to apply
They-
again, or how?
They automatically do unless the board
Oh,
says
okay.
otherwise.
So this was quite interesting to me because what it says, obviously we don't have 7 people. The commission shall be charged with the responsibility of maintaining the building and promoting and preserving the history of the town within and on the grounds surrounding the building. This was voted on in May of '88.
Right.
So I think that when they are proceeding on this, and I'm really glad that we are, and the board, 2 board members are there, but we need to be involved, not just having her involved as a liaison. I think I want to see, when they bid, I want to see the bids.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to know who they're going to. I think that's our charge, that's
Right.
responsibility of what we
Right.
have.
Right.
So we all agreeable
Yes.
to pushing on that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
mean, that, someone in the town.
Otherwise,
should
we're
be
just
the only
sitting on the
person.
side and then why have the commission?
Right.
Right.
So I think we should operate on the fact that the town voted on this. So if they want to rescind it, they have to go back to the town
Right.
to rescind this. And I don't think the town's going to do that.
No.
So, anyway, I wanted to bring that up, just so we have that in mind, and so when we're going through that process, you know, that's one of the reasons I got on the board, is I'm a structural engineer, I know more about some of the things that might need to be done. I've done 3 restorations on buildings already, so I know more about that than the average person. And I think that will be valuable in reviewing things. So, and I'm sure everybody else has different talents that would be also be valuable. So I think it's just the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's part of our charge. And
we're responsible.
Right. Somehow, that charge seemed to have been,
Pushed aside. Right.
so if we need to ensure that we are fully involved again.
I'm going to put in the minutes, we all agree that we need to be
Absolutely.
participating, fully participating in this process.
Do we need to take a vote on that?
Might as well.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we vote on, how would you like to word that?
I would say, I'd make a motion that the Brooks Academy Commission is fully involved in the process of restoration of the building and all those steps herein on that.
I would add, as per our charge,
Okay.
and you could refer to Article 18, I guess.
Okay, great.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
All right.
That,
And this in no way is trying to say that what DPW and they have been doing has been of huge value. I'm not trying to say that.
No,
I think
Sean
we
has
need to be
been-
part of it.
Yeah,
Sean has
that's
been
Yeah, he's been great.
amazing,
Right.
wonderful.
Right.
But we need to be a part of this totally. When the original work started back in 2018, I joined in 2021. The board was fully involved with the
This
architect,
board.
yes.
Okay.
The Historical Society Board?
No.
Or us,
The commission.
the
The
commission?
commission was fully involved.
Your commission on board.
Right. We did have meetings with the architects and the OPMs and the head of construction. And then basically, when that work stopped, somehow that involvement disappeared. I'm not going to say disappeared. Yes, I'm going to say disappeared. So we need to be back involved again.
Right. Okay. All right. One other, we done with that one?
Yep.
Okay, one other thing, just a FYI, I sent a note to the IT person because on our on the website, under our listing, we don't have a 2024. So everything's fallen in there, the minutes, the announcements are in 2023. So I asked that to be
There's
added.
2024 now.
I know, but they're in there's no 2024 on that page. It doesn't exist
That's right.
in the
I
list.
noticed that this morning, excuse me. I
They
noticed it
didn't
this
fix it
morning.
yet, right? So I sent this to the IT person because I don't know who I assume that would be, and I have no response. It was 2 weeks ago. So I sent that information to Don Howell since he's our liaison,
Mhm.
and no response there either. So that's very frustrating to me because if I was in the public and I didn't know I'd say they're not having any meetings because there's no 2024, so nobody knows what they're really having meetings because no one's going to go to 2023 and look down that there's a
Right.
agenda or minutes.
Well, when we leave here, I'll go downstairs to the select board's office and,
See who,
yeah.
okay. So I just want to get that straightened out so clear of where our minutes are and
Right.
all that stuff.
Right.
And it shouldn't be a big deal, but I just want to keep you posted on that.
I appreciate that, thank you. All right, do we have any more old business? No. Do we have any new business? Yes, the select board action, which kind of was in with the old business, that the select board did vote to
Yeah,
work on the RFP and getting the warrant ready for inclusion in the town meeting in March.
And I think they fully supported it. right?
Yes, they fully supported it.
Okay. All right.
And I would like to thank the Historic Society for their support in
Absolutely.
bringing the awareness of the need to fix this building that is so important to the town. It is a major
Yeah.
icon of the town. It is a major historical building, not only for the town, but the state, and on the National Register, the country, and it needs to be preserved. It needs to be brought back into proper use.
I think the general feeling of the people of the town is in favor of that. Nobody
Yes.
wants to see the building, fall down,
Right.
fall into disuse.
I spoke to that at the meeting. I don't know if you saw that. I said, how many of you have been in mental block?
Academy,
Yeah.
Exchange Building, yes.
And I actually have two banisters that were made into candle holders from that building.
Yes.
From my grandfather.
I remember when they tore that down, I was just a little kid, but my dad got some of the beams, and we had them in the basement
Awesome.
so that he could make other stuff out of them.
Yeah,
If we could go back in time.
right.
But anyway, that's why I don't want that to happen there. None of us do.
Yeah.
All right, is there anything else? Anything you would like to?
I think the thing is, we need to maybe make Don, since he's the liaison, aware that we want to be totally integrated in this
Yes.
process.
Yes.
So
I
that,
will
just
contact
to make
him.
sure that we're not pushed to the side. It's great that him and Jeff are on this committee to keep them focused. I don't have a problem with that, but just that's all.
I will get in touch with him after we're done.
Okay.
Bring
We're
that up.
gonna open up the museum on the first floor in the spring.
Mhm.
What do we need to do, or what can we start to do now to,
That's in the museum's hands.
okay,
That's in the Historic Society's hands, because they're the tenant, yeah. Yeah, but of course, any way that we can help,
yeah,
we're there.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, where we have to probably help is where they're going to store everything, because it needs to be properly stored, because it's going to be about a year. We're going to lose 2026 summer from what was discussed.
Right.
So,
And who's going to pay for it?
Yeah.
well,
Storage is.
technically, the town needs to pay for it because the Historic Society has a rent for the building, and if they're pushed out of the building, in my opinion, the town has to give them a place to put what they have.
I agree.
So, come up with some storage containers or such like that.
Anita, question. When the first floor had to be cleaned out, some things were put in storage in pods. Who paid for that?
Because to tell you the truth, I was not on the board at that point in time.
Mhm.
So I really don't have that information.
If I remember
Could
correctly, it was
find-
the society that had to pay for it.
Okay, I will find that out.
Yeah.
But just as the president of the society, know that we are dedicated very much to this building, and we really want to have, exhibits, lectures. As much as we can, we'd like to really use this building. And you're right, I have stated also at meetings that I did not want this building to go by way of the Exchange Building.
Right.
So, we're very dedicated, but I can find that information out for you, Lynn. But I would agree with Bob, perhaps maybe it could be the town's responsibility to make sure, because if these artifacts are and should be in a tempered, space, we really can't put it just in a pot.
Right.
We really need to be able to put it into a facility that it would be properly housed while we are under renovation. But that would be my opinion.
And some of the things might be able to get away with, but some of them, like the paintings, you don't want to
Correct.
go through all that.
That's correct.
You need,
In the
Think
documents,
about, like, this
Minimum.
building, is there storage?
No.
Is there anything here that?
Right. I'm
no.
wondering if, the middle school basements, are they available? Are they heated and cooled? Probably. Maybe there's an opportunity there that they have to pay.
Well, but I'm sure that when the time comes,
We'll find
we'll,
something.
we'll work
You can get
something out.
storage units that aren't overly, they're not cheap, but they're not air conditioning and heated or anything like that.
you need temperature
But there
control
are
and
some that are
humidity
temperature
control.
That's
You
correct.
can get some, probably a
I
little
don't know.
more expensive.
That any in Harwich are like that.
Right, right.
Well, I'm
I
sure
think
when
that's
the-
something to look at
You can
early.
look into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
it's
the
time to
time
start
comes.
looking
The
into
second
that.
part is, as a historic society, you're gonna have to start thinking about volume. What needs to be, can go maybe not heated and cooled, and what needs to be heated and cooled, because that's gonna come up, I think, as a question. My first question would be, if I was in charge of asking that, was, okay, how much do we need? So, we need, 500 cubic feet, do we need whatever that number is? So we start to think about that. Because you'll have a little bit of time to kind of go through and say, okay, even if you just went in and took rough estimates of all your furniture, at least you have all those numbers and could put them together to say, okay, if we get them all pretty tight, how much space would that be? I'm more than willing to help out with that.
Excellent. All right, is there anything else that anyone would like to bring up? No? Well, in that case, do I have a motion to dismiss? Adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We are now adjourned. Patsy, could you go over to the computer there and tap the stop record? Upper right-hand corner. Upper right-hand corner, that square. No, the square.
Yeah,